It's an exciting day. It's new wheel day. Upgrading your wheels is one of the best, most noticeable improvements you can make to your bike. I've been holding off for a long time trying to decide which wheels to go with. If you remember the video where I reviewed the ZIPP 3ZERO Moto wheels at Outer Bike, I was totally blown away by them, and I'm pretty excited to announce that's my new wheel set. This is the ZIPP 3ZERO Moto wheel set. I'm running a stock ZIPP front wheel, and on the back I got a rim, and then I laced it to Onyx's new Vesper hub. I got that from Fanatic Bike Co. So this is a really unique rim and wheel. The rim is single wall. It's a U-shape, kind of like an upside down staple. There's no box section in there. Most rims have a deep channel and then another piece welded onto them, and the spokes come in the bottom. So when you take your rim strip off, you can see the holes in the spoke down in there. This is totally different. This is actually kind of like what you'd see on a Walmart bike. It's a single wall rim, but this is not a Walmart rim. This is a carbon rim, and it's designed to have what they're calling ankle compliance. So the spoke comes in here, and it's still stiff left and right and up and down, but on bumps, it twists. And I thought that was a little bit of marketing speak until I tried it at Outer Bike, and it made a noticeable difference. These are 30mm internal width, 29er rims I'm running. What I like about it is I can get the feel of plus tires without having to run big heavy wheels. These wheels are some of the softest, most compliant wheels out there. So I'm excited to put some miles on these and give you a much longer test term than the 2 hours that I tested them for. One really cool aspect about these wheels are the Tire Whiz valve stems. They are tire pressure monitoring systems. They have a little coin battery in there, and it talks to Bluetooth. So on my phone I can see my tire pressure, or on my Wahoo cycle computer I can read tire pressure real time. Or if I don't even want to look at those, it has some systems built in where it's green when it's in my tire zone, and it blinks red when it's outside of the parameters that I set. So I can set this all up, go on a ride, and if it starts blinking, I know there's a problem and that I'm running low pressure, and I can stop it before damaging something. That's a pretty cool system. If you don't like electronics on your bike, I totally get it. You can replace these with a regular valve stem and probably lighten up your wheels a little bit. But I was actually really intrigued by that ability to see my real-time tire pressure, and it's super accurate. So I'm gonna have fun fine-tuning my tire pressure to half a PSI or even more finite increments. I know a lot of you are always wondering, what pressure are you running here or there? And usually I'm like, soft like a moldy orange. That's usually my tire pressure. I'm pretty good at feeling by my hand, but now I'll be able to give you more accurate numbers by reading it off this Tire Whiz. The lighter you can get your wheels and tires, the more noticeable it will be. Because it's rotational weight, you feel that a lot more than lightening up your frame or handlebars or stem or something like that. So rotational weight on wheels is super important. Now these aren't super light wheels, they're fairly heavy, especially for carbon. And if you've been watching for a while, you know that I usually don't pick the lightest components. Weight isn't my number one priority. Ride quality and durability is my number one priority. And I got these exactly for that reason, for the ride quality that they provide, especially on a hardtail. Onyx hubs are the heaviest hubs I know of on the planet. Thankfully, these new Vespers are like a quarter pound lighter than the old ones that I ran. And that weight was worth it for me because I love the instant engagement. There's no slack in the drive mechanism. It's instant and it's a soft engagement. But these are lighter, which I'm excited for. And the ZIPP rims are some of the heavier carbon rims as well. Because they're single wall, they have to make them a little bit heavier, a little bit thicker. So this wheel set, as I have it built up, this is not a stock ZIPP wheel set, but a stock front with the Onyx rear, weighs 2,200 grams. That's what my shop weighed for me. ZIPP recommends you don't run inserts, so I'm gonna see if I can get my ZIPP wheel set on 29s lighter than my Cush Core Plus tires that I'm running right now on aluminum rims and the older, heavier hub. I'm thinking these are gonna be noticeably lighter, but let's go see. It's kind of freaky being all silent when it fills out. just weird not hearing that pop. That's really interesting. All right, it's seated. All right, that was an interesting tire seating process. I've been using Orange Seal for the past 3 years exclusively. It is my favorite sealant. I'm excited to partner with Orange Seal. They're one of our partners here on Hardtail Party. There are 3 types of sealant. Number 1 is the regular sealant. It plugs the biggest holes, but it also dries up slightly faster. This is the endurance sealant. It has a longer life, but patches slightly smaller holes. And then they have a sub-zero sealant too if you're using it in cold weather or fat biking or whatever. I use the endurance sealant. It works for what I need, and to be honest, in the last year I haven't even had to use my plugs on my own bike. So we're going to be putting the endurance sealant in these guys. It makes me a little bit nervous to put sealant past this tire pressure monitor, but I'm 100% certain they thought of that when they built this and put it together. Here's a little trick. Don't put this at 6 o'clock, but don't put it at 3 o'clock. Put it here at, what o'clock is that, 4:30? Then gravity will still help, but you're not fighting it, and it's not spilling out. I always carry one of these small bottles. Your bike shop will have a million of these. Most bikes come with them. So if you don't have one, get one and put Orange Seal in it. But it's a good thing to always carry on the trail. I've always got 2 ounces with me, and I can top off my tire or anyone else's tire that may have dried up or was leaking out or something like that. This has saved me so many times. Everyone's got their favorite sealants. Use what you like. But if you're not happy with your sealant and you haven't tried Orange Seal, give it a try. And I'm going to be experimenting with pressure because I've been on plus tires for so long. On a Hardtail in Sedona with the big chunk, I'm not sure what pressure I'm going to run. I'm opening the TireWiz app. It's asking to turn on Bluetooth, allow, connect TireWiz. All right. There's one. The other one's turned off, but this one's on because it's been moving. And it's got, this is where you can watch the PSI. So watch this as I pump it up. This is super neat. Pretty cool that you can get into 1/10 of a PSI on this. So I can really get exact now about my tire pressures. Let's get that exactly to 30. That's amazing. To 1/10 of a PSI. Okay, so that's right at 30 PSI. Let's go to settings, and here's our target. This is pretty cool. So our target PSI, we want it, let's say between 20 and 24. Tells me how much battery that's got, and that's a front one. So it's gonna blink if it's outside of that range. So let's put it to 30 right now. Right now we're blinking red because we're outside of our parameters. It's a fast red. So we're at 28.6. Let's see if we can make this green. Now that it's in our range, right below 24, this turns green and our light turns green. So even if the app isn't working, if this is blinking green, I know I'm within that target range I said of 20 to 24 PSI. Pretty cool. And then this, like I said, it'll keep talking to my cycle computer. All right, now we're gonna connect the rear tire. I've wiggled it around, so now it's alive. There we go. It's connecting, and there we are at 5.4 PSI, and it knows it's the rear one. So let's watch that again. That's kind of fun to watch that go up while I pump this. Now let's set our parameters again. Man, this is very intuitive. Target. Let's do the rear from 21 to 26, we'll say. blinking green in there because we're in our parameters. I am reusing an Eagle XX1 cassette that I had. The XX1 cassette is the lightest cassette SRAM makes. It's not a cheap cassette, but I want to lower my weight some on this. These pliers are amazing. They're Knipex pliers. I found out about these watching all the World Cup downhill tool, what's in my toolbox videos. They all have these. They're parallel pliers, so they work as wrenches like this. They always stay parallel, which is super cool. They're expensive, like all good tools, but I'll put a link to these in the description below too. Cassette's on. Listen to how silent this hub is. It's as silent as a front hub. It's crazy. There's no noise. It's just the noise of the bearings. All right, now we're going to do some highly accurate bathroom scale weighing of these components. It's 11.8 pounds, between 11.8 and 12. Holy cow. Remember, that's tires, cush core in the back, not in the front right now. Rotors and an X01 cassette. So let's see if I lost any weight by going to the new setup. This says 11 pounds. Now, to take a full pound off is significant. I can't believe that. That will make an enormous difference riding. All right, let's throw these on the bike and see what she looks like. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Here she is. Beautiful. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. I cannot wait to get this out on the trail and give you a ride report of the tires and the wheels and the middle child running 29er wheels. That's going to be fun. If you got any questions, post them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. There's a party in the mountains and you're always invited.